Hey guys, this is a video that I kind of didn't get made when it was supposed to be made. It's day 24 to 26 where I took a 000 in Franklin, North Carolina. Now, you might be saying, a 000, isn't a zero enough, a 00? Well, I kind of planned on taking a 000 in North Carolina from the get-go. I mean, I always was going to do that just because I wanted to spend time in Franklin, North Carolina, and because it is such a unique trail town. And sorry for any traffic noise, there's nothing I can do about that, but it was a really unique trail town, and it was my first. Hiawassee was a trail town, but Franklin was a little bit bigger of a town, a lot more amenities, and it was just so focused on hikers and through hikers, and a welcoming town to hikers, and I'm going to explain that. But the hostel stay was at the Grove Hostel, and I really want to talk about that. Bloobs and Willow own the hostel. It was owned by a previous owner for a very, very long time. That owner passed, and then somebody bought it and flipped it, and they purchased it, and now we're in their first full season of being hostel owners. And they are through hikers. Bloobs is well known on the trail, has done many kinds of different types of hikes and distances and whatnot, so he's pretty well known. So they are good in that sense, as far as they're hostel owners that know what hikers want. So anyway, I'll talk about the hostel. The hostel is in Franklin, North Carolina. And when you get there, I don't have too many pictures. I don't have a video of the hostel, and I apologize for that. And I was also supposed to do a kind of, not necessarily interview, but let them talk about themselves and promote themselves. And we just didn't have the time. The time didn't match up, and it was pretty busy days. But I did stay 3 days at the hostel as planned. I got picked up. They will pick you up at Rock Gap and Winding Stair Gap as part of the fee of your stay. They can pick up at other places, but you'll have to talk about pricing with them for that kind of shuttle. But I got picked up at Rock Gap. I was getting off trail with a guy I met from Canada, from Quebec, Moosehead. So Moosehead, if you're watching, it was awesome hanging out with you on trail. We ran into each other a few times, going through shelter to shelter. I got off at Rock Gap. We both stayed at Rock Gap Shelter, which is only, Rock Gap Shelter is like 5 minutes from the parking lot. And I got picked up there. He wanted to walk until the next gap, and then he got picked up at Winding Stair Gap. They do their pickups at 10:30 and 2:30, I want to say that, but they're later in the day, not as early as some shelters are, so you are getting there a little bit later in the day. Of course, when you get to the shelter, you walk in. They got their gear room. They got gear room with plenty of spaces to hang your packs and put your shoes. They got cables in the gear room, so you can hang up your rain flies and dry gear off. They got a huge hiker box. I think of all the shelters I've been in, they've had the biggest hiker box set up. They got bunk rooms. I do not want to quote the number of bunks that they have. I'm gonna guesstimate. I think they can do like 15-20 bunks. I'm not sure. I'm not accurate in that number, but a good bit of bunks. They have 2 separate bunk rooms. So they have 2 bunk rooms, and you get a sheet, a blanket, a pillow, everything clean. Bunk rooms, you get your own sockets, and then they have two private rooms. They have 2 private rooms. One's a little bit more than the other, because I think one has its own bathroom. I stayed in the lesser. When I booked my 3 nights, the first night, all the bunks were taken, so I had to stay in the lesser of the 2 private rooms, which was nice. I had a bed, which kind of spoiled me. But then they have other rooms that, if they have to, they can use. But they have a nice communal area. They emphasize they are a dry hostel. So if that is something that you need for your stay, if you need to be able to bring any kind of alcohol back to your back to your hostel, you can't there. They ask that you're not. They do have a communal room with a kitchen, and they have a conduction burner, microwave, toasters, toaster ovens, refrigerator. They got sodas for sale. So they have all that amenities. They do not provide a breakfast at any means or any kind of food. But they will take people. They have a schedule of times that they take people into town, or will take. Let me rephrase that. They have a schedule where they could take people to a Walmart for a larger variety of food. But you really won't need that, really, because the town of Franklin is amazing, and they're right there. Within walking distance, I said they don't serve breakfast, but within walking distance, there's the country kitchen, and that's country with a K, not a C. It takes you 20 minutes to walk there, and it's cheap, good food. Country food. Everybody went there every morning, and it's like $10 for pork chops and gravy and eggs and toast or chicken fried steak and eggs, and $10 for all that stuff each meal. It was really worth it. You feel good, you come back, it's cheap. And then the walk into Franklin itself. The walk into Franklin itself is amazing. Go to the hostel. Within 10 minutes, you walk downhill, up a little hill, 2 blocks in, and you're in the main street of Franklin at the town square. And right in the town square is a big billboard. I'll have pictures. I have some pictures, and I'm sorry I don't have much. But they have a big billboard of the town of Franklin welcoming you there, and you can sign your name there and the trail name and whatnot and get a picture. So very welcoming. Outdoor 76 is there, which is a big outfitter. And not only, one thing I've learned, and this is a Western North Carolina trend, is what I asked and I found out. I did some research because I've been seeing it in various towns. It's a Western North Carolina trend where outfitters have their own craft brewery and bar in the store. So Outdoor 76, if you're looking for that, it is a outfitter suited for the trail, and has a brewery right there, and a bar that opens up in the mid-afternoon, if that's something you want. In town, there's plenty of other places to eat. There's a old 1960s, 50s style burger joint, which we stayed at, that makes the biggest milkshakes that you'll ever eat. We've ate there. I've had burgers there. Then there's the Lazy Hiker Brewery, which is a brewery started focusing on hikers. You walk in there and they have a sign. Oh, the Outdoor 76. They have a sign for hikers to sign. If you sign a sign, you're a Thru-Hiker. You get your free AT head buff, which I didn't put on for this video, which I was supposed to. Then you go to the Lazy Hiker Brewery, and they give this little thing where, like, if you're a Thru-Hiker, they'll give you a postcard, and you fill it out and put the address of who you want to send a note to. You write your little letter, and they send off a postcard for you, which is really cool. And then they also have a hiker sign, so you can sign your name there. And outside it, they have 2 food trucks. One's there at each time. They have one as a burger truck, and they have another one as a pizza truck. So they got that there in Franklin as well. And then down the street from that is a small Ingles, not the big Ingles where you get all your hot foods and whatnot and everything like that, which is, awesome. But they have a small Ingles, so you can do a resupply there. And again, if you need a bigger variety, they will do shuttles into the other side of town where you get to a post office and a Walmart for a bigger resupply. And that, they said, needs a ride. So they'll do that for you. They do slack packing if you need that as an option at the hostel as well. And then they check you out the night before, and you're out there in trail pretty early. They get you out there pretty early, so that way they can come back. And they are a clean hostel. Since I was there for 3 days, I saw the cleaning process. They do ask people to leave the hostel during that time, which is usually when you're going down for breakfast. And they flip everything, they clean everything, they do a really outstanding job. They're great hosts. Bloobs is very knowledgeable on the trail, a lot of trail experience. So if you're having problems, you have questions, you need a shakedown, you need advice, he is there to help. and he's just a great knowledge, and Willow is just a great host. They do everything they can to help people out, and the town of Franklin, it's just awesome. And then if you are there for a few days, there's plenty of other things to do. There's multiple museums. There's a kilt museum, a Scottish kilt museum. There's a gem museum. There's a museum of working women, I think it was called. So just a museum to women in the workplace. There's just so much to do in Franklin. They love hikers. They're there for the hikers. People will stop. And it was great that I had an opportunity to hang out with Dr. Quinn and Optimus, one of my original OGs from Getting a Trail, where we started at Above the Clouds Hostel. And we also got reunited with School Bus. So School Bus, if you're watching, it was great to see you and run into you while we're there at the in Franklin. So some great people that I've really cherished being able to meet and hang out with, and I've been putting their pictures up and throughout this whole video. So that's all I got to say about Franklin. I'm sorry, Bloobs and Willow, that we didn't get a chance to do a formal video of your hostel and an interview with you. But I loved your stay. I love my stay at your hostel and the work that you guys do. And I definitely recommend everybody stay there if you're going to spend some time in Franklin, North Carolina, which I definitely recommend while you're passing through that area. I think everybody will enjoy a time off at Franklin, North Carolina in any way they want to spend it. But thank you for watching. Take care.